like to welcome everyone to our first in what will be a series of training webinars put on by the West Coast Ocean Data Network. These are intended to sort of help highlight different technologies, tools, and sort of best practices for data sharing on the West Coast so that we can increase our kind of collective capacity to share and access critical ocean and coastal data sets. We're really excited to have Anna Verrill here from NOAA Office for Coastal Management leading this ARC server training, and we will be looking forward to continuing this series over the coming months with highlighting other technologies, tools, and best practices. As a way of structuring this webinar, we're hoping to provide a bit of an introduction and background on the West Coast Ocean Data Portal so that folks here can understand our project and how we can connect and make use of the data that our partners are publishing. Before we get into the demo, we'll then provide opportunity for questions and a bit of discussion. Throughout the webinar today, if you have a question or if there's something you'd like to clarify, please use the sort of kind of webinar tool to either send me a chat or a question or to raise your hand. And I can either unmute you and allow you to ask that or can convey that question to Anna, and we can address them. So please use those tools and let me know if you have any difficulties. So as a bit of background, the Ocean Data Portal is a project of the West Coast Governor's Alliance on Ocean Health. This is a regional ocean partnership here on the West Coast led by the governor's offices of the 3 West Coast states, as well as federal co-leads from NOAA, EPA, and the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management. And their sort of role is to help identify issues of regional significance that can benefit from sort of collaboration, intergovernmental, and cross sort of agency collaboration. And they guide and support the activities of action coordination teams that are made up of experts within the fields of these ocean health issues. Currently, the WCGA sort of has a focus on climate change and sea level rise adaptation, marine debris prevention, ocean acidification, and most recently a sort of recognition that the region could benefit from some body and group to help coordinate and connect the various data resources, systems, and people on the West Coast so that we can make this data more available to helping inform these ocean health priorities and achieve better ocean health decision making for the region. So that's where the Ocean Data Portal comes in, and our broad goals are related to helping increase the discovery and access to ocean and coastal data sets, provide kind of connective tissue between the systems, data, and people on the West Coast, and to use those that foundation to inform sort of resource, policy, and planning questions. And we broadly achieve these goals through several components that all sort of sit under the umbrella of the Ocean Data Portal. We have a data discovery catalog, a network of data managers and users, and a set of a data viewer and a set of tools to help inform these issues. And I'll speak into a little bit more depth about each of these, but these are sort of our main components that we have been focusing on developing and nurturing over the last 2 years. The data catalog is what you kind of first see when you go to the portal.westcoastoceans.org, and it's sort of this gateway gateway to discovering ocean and coastal data for the West Coast. It's built on Esri GeoPortal and harvests metadata from existing state, regional, national catalogs. And the metadata component is really important here because it's what sort of fuels, it's the currency that sort of fuels the exchange of data here. The metadata not only describes the science behind that data, but in most of these cases provides the access formats, linkages, and direct access to the data that users are looking for. So metadata is a big part of this system, and we support and encourage the use of these standards-based metadata formats and the publication of catalogs through the catalog service for the web. Our data network is a really important component of the overall portal project, and it's a community of users and data managers that help sort of guide the portal development via several working groups, outreach, IT, and data. We meet regularly to develop best practices and promote these standards. There are opportunities for technical assistance partners to help them overcome hurdles to contribute their data to the portal, whether it's through metadata development or understanding of how they can connect their resources. And then as represented here, we also conduct and try to provide training resources for the community so that there's a greater capacity to share and contribute data. And so if you go to network.westcoastoceans.org, you can see some of these resources. You can see the people who are involved. And I encourage you to visit and register yourself if you haven't already. The last sort of thing that we focused on, or that was most recently launched, was a data visualization tool that was developed in conjunction with the marine debris community here on the West Coast to provide them with some data and tools to help them address questions and policy outcomes that they were hoping, or that they needed tools and support around. But it can serve a broad set of needs by allowing us to consume web services from a variety of partners, and that's why this training is so integral, because we rely on those good services coming from our network to fuel this component of the system as well. And we will be applying it to other use cases beyond marine debris in the coming months, and you can visit that at maps.westcoastoceans.org.